Mint Salad, and I saw the Twilight Zone episode 13th. The four of us are dying. It is directed by John Braun, written by Rod Serling, and if you haven't seen this episode, I will spoil it for you. This episode follows Archhammer, and oh boy, he seems a little bit hammered. Ching. I like this guy's power already. He can change his face. He can change his face to match a guy who died. First of all, he has all these clippings of obituaries, and my first thought was, oh boy, did he murder these people? And now he's like impersonating their faces for whatever reason. You know, my mind went straight to murder, but no, actually, he impersonates, first of all, he starts impersonating this trumpet guy who is also being a trumpet. This trumpet head has a girlfriend who's hot. Mwah! Very attractive. I can see why freaking Hammer be like, oh, well, I want to hiccup with this girl. He changes his face, looks at her with his face on his face, and be like, hey, yeah, I'm your boyfriend. I'm your guy. And she be like, oh my goodness, ah! And then they have a little bit of a kissu. He'd be like, oh, I gotta leave town. I am a fan. I'm just, dude, why are you leaving town? You got a girl. She's sad. I'm sad. It seems everyone else is sad because they lost their friend and you're impersonating their friend. And then their brains are exploding because they don't know how to comprehend that they're seeing their dead friend. And he leaves the bar. He gets caught by one of the band dudes, a trumpet dude. They talk. He be like, oh, hey, pal. Hey, it's been a long time. I thought you died. And he actually switched his face to get out of the situation. And I was like, oh man, this is sad. He went up to this guy expecting this to be his friend. False hope. Part of the mourning experience. He has to accept that his friend is dead. But he didn't. He's like, oh, maybe there's some hope that my friend's alive. Nope. Your friend's dead. Cry. Let cry. Cry me a river. I like his decision-making process. Oh, next up, I gotta pick a guy. Oh, I'm gonna read up on him. Oh, he was murdered. And money was taken from him. What if I went to the guy that did the murders? And I'm like, yes, do that. And so he does do that. And it seems like the guy that had him murdered, his eyes be like wide. They're like, oh, and I'm loving it. He gets the money, he pockets it, and he leaves. And then also a bunch of guys go after him, and there's a bunch of guys chasing him, and he's in a pickle. He's like, I gotta change my face. Goes, looks behind him. Oh wow, I'm gonna change my face into this guy. And then he changes his face into this boxer man. Coast is clear, right? I'm thinking, man, this guy, I wonder how many banks he's robbed. How many times he's gotten away with it. Man, he's really good at this. He's good at changing his face. Although it seems like his power is he has to concentrate. I mean, he does also say this, but he has to look at a face and then think about changing his face, and then his face is changed. And I like that limitation. It kind of grounds him, so he's not like OP, like, oh, what if I thought of Beyonce and change my face to that? I was also thinking, could he change his face to women faces? Does he have limited face changes? I mean, I do like, he only exhibits 4 faces that he's chosen. I wonder if he could choose more. I mean, the dialogue says he can choose his face however he pleases, but I'm actually curious how many times he's changed his face. You know, just a little thought that I had while watching this episode. A strange old man approaches him. He'd be like, I don't know who you are. I'm supposed to recognize you? This is heart-wrenching. Is that the word? Heartbreaking. This broke my heart. Like, you don't recognize me? I'm your father. He doesn't say it like that. He says it more pithy. But, you know, you get the message. Man, he really messed up. Oh boy, he should have been like, oh man, I don't remember who you are, man. I mean, he did do that, and it didn't work, actually. There's no getting out of this. And so his fucking father of the face that he's wearing on his face hates him, and he's in a pickle. I love it. I'm a big fan. Ultimately, he gets into more hijinks, but my favorite thing is when the father returns. He's in a hall. He's in, what is it called, a hallway when it's outside, an alleyway. He's like on the street or whatever. People are chasing him. He's like, hey, bro, I'm not your son. I can change. Let me freaking prove it to you. I'm not your son. I gotta concentrate. And then he gets shot. And then his face does all the warbly things. 4 faces, and then his face, and that's the end of the episode. I like this one. I like seeing this con man go down. I'm very curious as to how many times he's done this. I've already mentioned that. That's already something that I've already mentioned. But if you like this episode, let me know what your favorite part of this episode is. I'd love to hear it in the comments below. Honestly, I really like the settings. I like the 4 different actors. I felt like they were one people. They were one person. They fit very well with each other. I was convinced that these 4 different people were one person. I thought it was great. Yay! So I gotta give this episode, it's a great 7.5. It's a solid 7.5 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. The algorithm really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review, you can do that for $20 dinos on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree, find the way you can help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad, I'll see you later, my Sakutans and Bacon Bits. Boom!